What is up? Welcome to episode 3 of The Ruckus. And what a weekend of basketball it was right across Australia. WNBL, NBL had fantastic results and some big time performances. Liz Cambage had 44 points in their win over Adelaide yesterday. Shea Ili with a big game down the stretch yesterday for the New Zealand Breakers as they get a big win over Perth at the Jungle, a game that I didn't think I didn't think New Zealand had a chance to win, but somehow they got it done. So congrats to Coach Paul Henare, who was on the show last week. His team came up big and have really set themselves up for the remainder of this NBL season. But first, let me get something off my chest about one of the biggest hindrances to any type of success in any task or whatever you might be trying to do in your life is operating out of fear. When I'm coaching my teams, I always try to emphasize that we won't let fear feature in how we perform, in how we practice. We operate out of belief, based on a strong work ethic, and that will inspire confidence in your performance. And look, I know today's world is different. People are under the microscope of social media at an unparalleled level in history. There always exists the prospect of humiliation, embarrassment due to failure, especially in pro sports where everything is televised, everyone has their phone out, they're taking recordings, and ready to post up you getting your ankles broken on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. So as a consequence, players can play somewhat restrained. They can play in glad wrap, as I like to say, seemingly unable to play with the freedom required to excel. And I thought a good case in point last night was in the New Zealand at Perth game. Down the stretch, New Zealand's backup point guard, Shea Ili, played fearlessly. He was out there hooping like he was on a blacktop, like he was somewhere in New Zealand just going up against his boys and getting it. And that's what he did in the Jungle last night. The final 90 seconds of the game, he took over. Had a few buckets, made a nice assist, had a huge and one play that almost seals Perth's fate in that game. His coach Paul Henare last week stated on this podcast right here that Ili has a tremendous work ethic. And that, I think, is the biggest key to being able to overcome letting fear dominate you when you're trying to perform. When you couple that with the coach's belief and his philosophy on how to play the game, then Shea Ili is in a perfect position to thrive in the National Basketball League.